O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks so much for joining in, spending your Wednesday afternoon right here. And we got a market bounce going on. You got the S&Ps right now. We're at basically session highs. Within a point of that level, S&P's up more than 30 points, up almost 0.5%. And we take a look at the volume. Quite a bounce from the volume of the day. And volume-wise, though, not quite up to where we were the last couple of days. We'll see how we come into the final hour. But only about 1 million contracts on the S&P last couple of days. You've done almost 1.4. So we're getting above those levels. And we're going to need some volume to come in. You check out the ETFs, the S&P. Check it out. 38 million versus 62 and 61. Okay, now you do have this high out here as well from Friday. Okay, but that's on the half a day as well. So you're breaking above those levels. Light volume right now on the S&Ps. NASDAQ 100, and you talk about a turnaround. You're talking about a move about almost a full percentage down, a full percentage back up. You do it in one day, and on a volume basis, the NASDAQ 100, yeah, that's quite a bounce. About 434,000 contracts yesterday. You're doing 555. We're going to come in pretty close to those numbers in the NASDAQ 100. You're breaking above yesterday's high. And we'll see how the volume comes in. Dow looking strong. Maintaining the channel, breaking above those recent highs, and Dow's got volume, man. Look at that volume. Today already, 80,000 contracts. All of yesterday, 81 and 75 the day prior, Monday. And the Russell's coming up to the October highs. Russell right now up 1.7%. And again, about 135,000 contracts versus 149. Bitcoin catches a bid. See the dip lower to Monday's low, 84,000. Bitcoin up by 2% right now. Let's jump to yield. So we're a week out from a Fed decision. And right now you're looking at the 10-year up by about 7 ticks, and we're all the way down to 4.06. So 4.06 the yield on the 10-year. And the dollar's one of the biggest moves out here, though, because there's no reprieve whatsoever. The dollar bouncing from that 100 level yet again. You're breaking below where we were in November. And on a longer term basis, okay, you got a nice uptrend channel, but we are in a real threat of breaking that uptrend channel. It's held many times before, going back to all the way to 2008, okay? Higher highs, higher lows, all the way to the highs of 2022. Now we're right back to that level. And with the Fed in focus a week from today, odds about 88% that they're going to cut. We'll see where we go. But pressure is going to be on lower rates, which is going to be on a weaker dollar. We got payrolls this morning. Payrolls unexpectedly fell by 32,000. And small businesses, as I talked about this morning, small businesses. So larger businesses added 90,000 workers. Small businesses lost 120,000 workers. You talk about a divide. Okay, when you talk about wages, that number's slowing as well. 4.4% is the year-over increase. You stay in the same job, down by 0.1 percentage points. And we jump over to gold and metals. So that new news drives the action this morning, along with Microsoft, which we'll jump over to. And we have gold right now. Quite the acceleration in the holiday week. We hit a high on Monday of near 4,300, but silver's the story in the metal market. They're loving those memes in the Tiger's Den, and I'm enjoying them as well. And we have silver up by 30 pennies, up 0.5%. And yeah, you make another all-time high last night. 59.65. We hit a high this morning, and you got some selling at 9 o'clock with the entire market. And let's jump over to it. So Microsoft. You pull this one over. This one hits at 9 o'clock. I believe it was from the information. AI product sales are missing growth goals. Not what you want to see. Multiple Microsoft sales teams missed growth goals for the Azure Foundry product in the last fiscal year. The company lowered growth targets for AI software sales after many of the salespeople missed the goals in the last fiscal year. So the sales lag occurred for the Foundry product, an Azure enterprise platform where companies can build and manage AI agents. That's not a good area to be underperforming if you're Microsoft, right? Less than a fifth of salespeople in one Azure unit met that target of a growth of 50%. In another unit, the quota was set to double, and the quota was dropped to 50% after most salespeople didn't meet it. Imagine your growth's to double the sales, right? Quite a target for the sales crew, and they're not following up, and they're giving them a little bit of a reprieve. But yeah, Microsoft, you drop $15 on that story. We're down by 1.5%. And we jump to the NASDAQ 100 in terms of stocks negative. Micron off 2.3%. You have Apple off 0.5%. Broadcom slightly in the red. NVIDIA off by 0.6. Meta as well off about 0.5%. And one of the other stories out there, now Meta's negative, but it seems like Zuckerberg. Remember when Zuckerberg said they were done hiring? Right? If you've been listening to the program long enough, that wasn't that long ago. And they had said that they were done. They were done hiring for now, right? The AI build out. Well, now they need a design executive. And guess what? They're not done hiring if you can get the right people, and the right people sometimes, most of the time, a lot of the time, maybe not most of the time. They're working at Apple. Why not? They're company Alan Dye, head of Apple's user interface design team for 10 years. Talk about a man in charge. Whew. Now he's going to get replaced with longtime designer who asked not to be had. But yeah. So the guy replacing him has been there since 1999, and yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of the ranks that can fill that role, but you talk about it, man. Meta, they are not stopping, and this one is design, user interface design. So you're going to have AI, user interface design. We're going to start getting physical products as well, but Meta coming after it. Jump over to Apple shares right now. Apple, almost the inverse of Microsoft, right? You accelerate higher on the open, we dip lower, we're actually negative on the session. You jump over to Microsoft, not getting it back though, still up by 1.5%. Google, how about Google, a big benefactor there? They might be winning, taking some of Microsoft's business, right? If Microsoft's underperforming, maybe Google with Gemini up 1.7%. Stay tuned, folks. Come right back.